Hello, welcome to my stream. Tonight we'll be playing a little bit more of Mega Man X, and last weekend we were able to get to the final boss, but of course I wasn't able to beat him because it was super hard. And I'm not sure if I will be able to beat him tonight. First, because I still think we need to practice a little bit more. We need to learn more strategies on how to fight him in the last fight, or what's the best way to fight him in the last fight. And also, in some hours, I will hang out with my friends, so I won't be able to be streaming for super long tonight. But I still wanted to stream a little bit, so I could still practice the fight in this game. I could still try it. And who knows, maybe there is a small chance we can beat him if we get lucky, if things happen fast. But I really don't think we are going to beat him because that was a really tough fight. But I'm expecting to develop or to practice some strategies. So let's see how that goes. Also, I have decided to use the save state. Yeah, the save state that brings us back to the final part of the game. And I'm doing it for because of two reasons, or actually maybe I should say three reasons. The first reason is because before starting the game, I was testing the password, the last one the game gave to me, and it really was useless. So because of that, I have decided to use the save state because the password they gave me wasn't bringing me back to this part. Also, the other reason is because my time tonight is super short because like I said, I will meet my friends pretty soon. And the third reason is because last weekend when we were attempting to beat the boss, every time we got a game over, we were respawned back to the fight. So basically there was no point for me to return to the beginning of everything because the game itself was allowing me to go back to the final part, to the final fight. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Joe Dancing, Victor, Nubble, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great Saturday. And yeah, I'm doing great. I'm just a little bit busy, especially because of the thing that I'm going to do with my friends after the stream. So I was like preparing myself. I was separating or getting some food that I could bring to them. But I'm excited. I hope we will have a great night in our meeting as well. So let's go for it. I will also need some time to remember how to play this game because it's been a week. And like I said, I'm not expecting to beat this game tonight unless a miracle happens. But I will be back with it tomorrow. And depending on how how long it takes for me to beat it tomorrow, in case I'm able to do it, I can consider starting Final Fantasy VIII, although I still need to test it. I have downloaded it, but I still need to test it. But I think we'll be alright. I don't think we'll have major problems regarding Final Fantasy VIII, hopefully. And another thing about Final Fantasy VIII, I wonder why it is not coming to the Switch. Because I don't know if you guys have watched the last Nintendo Direct, but a huge amount of Final Fantasy games are getting to the Switch, including Final Fantasy 7, 9, and 10. So I was like, okay, but what about Final Fantasy 8? Because that's the next one that I'm going to play. And I felt a little bit bad because, come on, it deserves more love, right? It can't be that bad, so it was like not considered to go to the Switch with the others. So I was a little bit disappointed because Final Fantasy VIII was not coming to Switch, at least not so far. Hopefully in the future they decide to give it a chance to get to the Switch. But yeah, I was wondering why they decided to not bring it to Switch. Yes, Final Fantasy VIII hype. I'm excited to play it. I thought that was weird. Yeah, right? I was thinking, okay, 7, 9, 10, but what about 8? Even if it was like the one that was the least popular, or the one that a lot of people maybe don't like it, it's still part of the package, you know? You should still bring it because the people that love that game, they will be disappointed. They will be like, okay, but what about the one I love, which is 8, even if it's not a popular opinion. So, Victor, you haven't watched the direct, man? Yes, Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 10 2. Also, Crystal Chronicles from GameCube. And Final Fantasy. How is it called? World of Final Fantasy. I believe that's the name of the game. World of Final Fantasy. And also Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. Yeah, those are the Final Fantasy games that are all getting to the Switch. And also a Chocobo game. There is a Mystery Dungeon Chocobo game that was released on the PlayStation 1 and it's also getting to the Switch. So basically, Square has been supporting the Switch a lot. But I was missing Final Fantasy VIII. But still, it's great news. We are getting many classic Final Fantasy games and some of the newest ones to the Switch, which is great. Barba, hey, how are you, man? Welcome. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Final Fantasy VIII is great and it's very underrated. I'm expecting it to be awesome, or I'm expecting that to happen. Like people are not giving it the proper love, the love it deserves. Maybe because Final Fantasy VII was an amazing game, and then when they started playing the next one, they were expecting something like Final Fantasy VII or even better than Final Fantasy VII. So people were playing that game with huge expectations. I'm not sure how it was back then when people were first playing Final Fantasy VIII, but I don't know why it was like left behind now in the present, now that the other games are getting to the Switch. But we are not letting it behind. We will be playing that game after Mega Man X. You miss it, Victor? It was a very good direct, but I have to say that many of the things that were announced were things that I was already expecting them to be there. So I wasn't extremely surprised by the news. I'm happy that all the rumors and all the theories and all the speculations that I have heard, I'm happy that they were confirmed. For example, I was watching some people talking and discussing about things that could be in the direct, and the person guessed the Final Fantasy games right. Like, the person said, oh, because of Crystal Chronicles is out, maybe the others will also be on the Switch. He was right, so I wasn't too surprised by that. Also, the Isabelle in Smash, I was also expecting her to be announced at some point, but I'm also happy that they finally announced the date for Animal Crossing for the Switch, because it was taking forever and many people were like worried about it, or they were still waiting for the news regarding the Animal Crossing for the Switch. So it's finally confirmed that we are getting that game next year, which is awesome. They are making the original one. I'm not sure it is a sequel, Noble. I don't think it is Crystal Chronicles 2. At least I don't think that was the game they announced. I believe they announced the original one, Crystal Chronicles, for the GameCube, but with some modifications. Yeah, there are some dungeons, there are some new things, new secrets, but basically it's still, or it might be the same game as before. I don't think it is a sequel. I think I'm spot on with that analysis. I think it is the first time a franchise goes 3D and succeeds, and it becomes super loved while the follow-up goes overshadowed. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I would need to think on more examples, on more game examples that had the same thing going on. For example, Mario, when they changed Super Mario World to Mario 64, both games were incredibly loved. But then the next one was what? Super Mario Sunshine? I still think people loved Super Mario Sunshine. Maybe not as much Super Mario 64, but people still loved Super Mario Sunshine. Maybe some people haven't loved it, but I think overall speaking, or at least every time I talk to someone regarding Super Mario Sunshine, people say good things about it. Oh, Zelda Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a good example. Yeah, when people were playing Ocarina of Time, it was like the best game ever, the best game of their lives. And then when Majora's Mask was out, I think it was a little bit underrated. But it's totally understandable. At least the same happened to me, so I can kind of relate to that. Because but it was for different reasons though. I wasn't too impressed with Majora's Mask because I was scared of it. That's the main reason why I was not a huge fan of Majora's Mask at first, because I was freaking out. I was super scared of the moon and the environment and the things regarding it, so I couldn't love that game at first. So it took time. It took time for me at least to give Majora's Mask its proper love. And I think that could have happened to more people too, because today when I see people playing Majora's Mask blind, they always say that it's one of their favorite or one of their best Zelda games that they have played. And also, the more I watch people play Majora's Mask, or the more I see regarding Majora's Mask, I love the game. I love the game more and more. Actually, today I would say that Majora's Mask and Wind Waker are probably my favorite Zelda games. Sunshine is different though. It was the big game of the franchise on the next console. Okay, so you are considering the games in the same console. Yeah, you are right there. But there are some cases. Victor, what do you think about Banjo-Tooie, for example? Do you think that people loved Banjo-Tooie more than Banjo-Kazooie? At least I loved Banjo-Tooie more than Kazooie, but I'm not sure. I know many people that preferred Kazooie, but I wonder how it was back then, in the past. If people were, like, loving Banjo-Tooie more than Kazooie. Pretty sure Sunshine is debated as one of the best 3D Mario games, and I still need to play it, to be honest. I haven't played Mario Sunshine. I have seen people playing it, so I won't be like playing it blind. So I know a lot of things regarding the game, but I haven't played it myself because the GameCube was a console that I rarely could play in the past because it was very rare, it was very expensive, so nobody I knew had a GameCube. So basically the GameCube was not part of my life for many years. Also, let's not forget that a lot of people didn't like Sunshine at first or were very skeptical, right? Skeptical of it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. I believe that's the way to pronounce it. There is still some people that think that Sunshine is the worst Mario game. That's not true at all. Sunshine can't be the worst Mario game. They are totally wrong, yes. It can't be like, it might not be the best one or better than Mario 64, but that's debatable. But it's not the worst. Most people I knew back in the day never bought Banjo-Tooie, even though they liked Kazooie. Really, Victor? That's sad because, in my opinion, Banjo-Tooie was an amazing sequel. I could still understand why some people would prefer playing Kazooie, especially because Banjo-Tooie is much longer than Kazooie. So if you want to play something casually and something that you would enjoy the entire experience in a simple day or in a single day, right? In a single day or in a single afternoon, then Banjo-Kazooie is a good game to do that. But I really thought that Banjo-Tooie was an amazing sequel, a very complex and surprising game for a Nintendo 64. I still, I think still to this day, Kazooie is a more popular. Yeah, it is more popular. Yeah, more people have played Banjo-Kazooie, that's true. And that's sad, because I think Tooie is underrated. More people should play Tooie. But I can understand the people that prefer Kazooie. It's because Kazooie might have more nostalgia as well when people are playing it. But also because it is like a short game. You can have the full experience in a single day. While Banjo-Tooie demands much more time, more exploration, it is much more complicated. You need to backtrack a lot. But I love exploring games, so maybe that's why I preferred Banjo-Tooie. Let me start this, guys, because I need to practice this again. Let me remember how to. Okay, that's the button to change that. This is to dash, right? Yes. Okay, we'll need the shield. So we can replenish our health, our weapons, everything. Sunshine is the best together with Mario 64. Wait, Victor, aren't you forgetting Mario Galaxy or even Mario Odyssey? But there are people that grew up on 2D Mario that really doesn't like Sunshine. Yeah, but those people probably also didn't like Mario 64. I like Tui, but I think Kazooie is a better game. Tui was too ambitious for its own good, in my opinion. But don't you think it did an amazing job? I was extremely surprised by the complexity of Tui. Yeah, it is a phenomenal game. Yeah. Me too, Noble. Mario 3 is my favorite 2D Mario game. It's just sad that it's super hard near the end, so I could never beat it. But it is definitely my favorite. I don't know why, because Super Mario World have some improvements. Wait, maybe I should say has, right? Super Mario World has some improvements in comparison to Super Mario Bros. 3. But I really liked Super Mario Bros. 3. I think it is because of the style of the game. I don't know what it is in there, but I don't know, it is a charming game. I don't know how to explain. Not that Super Mario World isn't a charming game as well, but there is something in Mario Bros. 3 that I really love, but I don't know what it is. But again, when you get to World 8, it's extremely painful and I could never beat it thanks to that. But I haven't given up. Hopefully someday I go back to Mario Bros. 3 and I keep trying. I still think I will struggle a lot, especially because some of the last stages or some of the last levels they have mazes. I don't know how to progress through the mazes, but I really want to keep trying until I finally beat it. You think that Galaxy is incredibly overrated? You know, maybe you have a point in there, Victor, because I do love Mario Galaxy, but I don't think I like it more than Mario 64. That's 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 definitely that's definitely my opinion regarding Galaxy. I can see why people love it. It's mostly special. How can I say it? It's mostly thanks to the amazing soundtrack that is super powerful, strong, unique, orchestrated, and beautiful. But the game itself, it's still a nice adventure. It's still a good game, but maybe it is a little bit overrated. I can see that. Noble loved the full Tanuki suit that lets you transform into a statue in Mario 3. Speaking about Tanuki, this week, thanks to the Isabelle announcement for the Switch or for the Smash, right? For Smash Ultimate. Thanks to that announcement, I have been watching people reacting to that. And after the Isabelle section, there is the Tom Nook section. I can't believe it took me this long to notice that Tom Nook's name is because of Tanuki. But I was like, no way. How could it take that long for me to realize that? But yes, I could finally see that his name is because of Tanuki, which makes totally sense. Uh, Welcome, Remito. How are you, man? Galaxy 2 is great. Usually people preferred Mario Galaxy 1, right? Galaxy started the trend of Mario being super linear. Yeah, that's a bad part regarding Galaxy. Yeah. No, yeah, but Victor is talking about the 3D games. Yeah, the 2D Marios did that too. Yeah. But thankfully now, Victor, we have Odyssey. Speaking about Odyssey, how's your progress in there? Last time I asked you that, you told me that you were not playing Switch that much, right? But how about now? When Mario went 3D, they created worlds to explore, which they started to move away with Galaxy. Yeah, because in Galaxy, when you start a mission, you usually only have a particular star to collect. In Mario 64, you can go in any path you want, even if you are not hunting the particular star. That's his point, and I agree with him. I still can't believe Mario doesn't have a job anymore. That reminds me a video I was watching this week that was like, maybe I'm not sure if I should do it at some point, but I could if I wanted. I could share that video with you guys on Twitter because many of the things that were in the video were things related to English, like Brazilians interviewing English, not English, but famous people that speak in English, and how cringy those interviews were because of our English and the questions that they were asking to the artists and to the singers and to the famous people. But yes, I was watching this video that was like, um, how can I say it? It was a compilation of the best and worst moments of the 90s in Brazil. So basically, it was a tribute, or it was it was a video made of small parts, small videos, smaller videos that were super funny or they were super cringy because they were things that happened with famous people, or they happened on TV or things like that. And many of them were when Brazilians were like interviewing famous people. And they were so cringy. They were so cringy, not only because of the English, but also because of the questions. There was a freaking interview with Madonna. I was dying inside by seeing that because the questions the interviewer were making, wait, was right? The questions she was making, they were so bad. They were so bad. So yeah, now that Noble said that Mario doesn't have a job anymore, there is a part in that video that was about the industry of video games. And because video games were starting to be a thing, the media didn't know too many things about them. So when they were making those first news, right? Those first news regarding video games, and when they were talking about Mario, they called him a firefighter, right? A firefighter, which he's not. He's not a firefighter. And they also called Sonic a cat. Yeah, they also called Sonic a cat. In that game, you need to play as a cat, a blue cat. Sonic is not a cat. So it was so cringy. It was so cringy to see or to watch those first Brazilian news in the 90s regarding games, regarding the famous people. They were so cringy and full of mistakes. Yeah, Mario is no longer a plumber. Yeah, Nintendo officialized that. Riker, how are you? How are you, man? Welcome. Sonic is not a cat. He's not a cat. He's a hedgehog. But people here in the 90s, they were thinking he was a cat. Early, how are you, man? Thank you so much for the host. I'm so sorry that I couldn't hang out in our stream for too long tonight because I was super busy and I'm still super busy. I'm not planning to stream for super long tonight because I'll be hanging out with my friends. It's crazy that it's been half hour and I have only been chatting with you guys. I should at least try to play this game once, right? Okay, let me remember. He's weak to ice. Yeah, it's been half hour and we have only been chatting. That's crazy. And this is my first attempt, which of course won't be a very good one because it's been a week and I'm bad. But I need to remember things about this fight. Brazil is weird, totally. They think hedgehogs are cats. Well, at least back then, when video games were starting to become popular in here, and they were doing the first news flash about video games, they called Mario a firefighter, not a plumber, and they called Sonic a cat. And there were many other things too. When they were talking about the hackers, they were totally off. They were totally off in the explanation. So that video is priceless. Unfortunately, not every part of it will be in English, so you guys wouldn't be able to understand it. But the beginning of it that has the interviews with people that speak in English, they were so cringy. They were so cringy. Okay, so against him, we need to change it to electricity, right? By the way, I was thinking about this boss fight offline, and I still need to learn, of course. I still need to learn more things to do in the final section. But one thing that I want to try more today is using the wall. I want to see if I can like stay near the wall or on the wall and see how I can protect myself in there and attack him. Because if I'm not near the wall, I'm an easy target to his attacks. So that's what I want to test out today. I want to see if staying on the wall is helpful in that fight. Because honestly, it's the only thing I could think until now. Okay, we need to restore our health again. So, who has seen the direct and what did you guys think about it? Are you guys excited about Isabelle on Smash? Thankfully, she won't be an echo fighter of Villager. They do have moves in common, but thankfully she's still her own character. Wait, I messed it up with my weapon. There we go. Wait, he still got me there? Come on. To be fair, every explanation for hackers and hacking on TV is wrong. I haven't seen others, like other explanations about hackers, but the ones here in the 90s, they were horrible. You can always go search for more upgrades. I think the only one I'm missing is the last E-Tank, right? Oh yeah, there will be the Final Fantasy games. Do you think so? Do you think there will be a Cloud Amiibo support in the Final Fantasy VII for the Switch? Hopefully. I don't know what they could give it to the Amiibo, but hopefully they have some kind of support. There is a... Oh yeah, I could increase my health. That's also true. I forgot about that. Isabelle needs to be burning holy fire? No, but why, man? No! Come on! I would be surprised if there wasn't Cloud plus others for the Final Fantasy games. Wait, do you mean... Amiibos? Yeah, I'm not sure if they would add some support. Amiibo support. But it would be cool, even if it was a simple one. Oh, okay, amiibos. I was expecting that they would announce Geno and Super Mario RPG after seeing that Final Fantasy bundle, but yeah, my hopes were all ruined because I was thinking, oh my god, they are bringing back all of those old Square games? So Mario RPG is coming too, right? Not today, not today. Hopefully soon though, I still have hope. Yeah, those were all in Nintendo consoles, but 8. Yeah, we were talking in the beginning of the stream why 8 was not confirmed for the Switch, but I hope they change that. I hope they do something to bring 8 as well. Okay, let's get ice. Wait, that's not ice. There we go. A goodbye one up, you shall be missed. At least, wait, I know at least one character that won't be in Smash? Well, cause if he was, they would have brought 8. Oh, you mean the main character of Final Fantasy 8. Maybe he could still be an assist trophy, right? Maybe not uh, a main character, but he could be an assist trophy. But I don't think that's happening. They should make a Chocobo an assist trophy though. I would love to see Chocobos as assist trophy. Just another one, a popular one. Oh, okay. Maybe I know who you are talking about. Last weekend we were having some Final Fantasy VIII discussions, and I remember you guys were talking about like the best Final Fantasy character ever, and he was in Final Fantasy VIII, but he was not the main character. So maybe you were referring to him. But I don't remember his name anymore or anything, and hopefully I can meet him when I play the game. But maybe you're referring to that guy. So, like I was also saying in the beginning of the stream, the news in the direct were awesome, but I wasn't too surprised because of the rumors, because of the speculations, because of everything I have seen before the direct. But there was something that really got me excited. It was something small or something. It wasn't one of the biggest headlines, but it was the tabletop gaming that's coming to the Switch. I was super happy to know that Carcassonne and Catan they will be on the Switch because those are amazing tabletop games. Hopefully you guys have played those games before, and I also know that playing the board game is much better than playing it in the console. But I was still very excited because not every day you can meet your friends and reunite everyone together in the same place to play those tabletop games. So I was really excited, especially if they have online play, which I believe they will have. So I was very excited for those news. No, Joe Dancing, I don't have a Switch, but I hope that I can buy one maybe in the incoming years. But first, I want to buy a 2DS XL. Yeah, hopefully in this year I can still get a 2DS XL. I know 6 characters that won't be in Smash because if any of them were, they would have to officially. Oh, wait, they would. they would have to finally officially port the game outside of Japan. But are you referring to Final Fantasy games? Or are you being super vague and it's like other games? Probably they are other games. I really need to play more tabletop games. You should play those ones, the ones that I mentioned. Carcassonne and Catan. They are super good. They are super good. I have I have played Munchkin and some of Catan. Yeah, Catan is great. I haven't played Munchkin, but everyone is talking about that game and they have been saying good things about Munchkin. When I was watching people reacting to the direct, everyone was saying things like, "Oh, I have played Munchkin and it was an amazing tabletop game." So I think it might be a good game. I have not touched any tabletop games, but I feel like everyone around me knows them. Maybe you should try meeting some group of people uh, that love to play tabletop games. In here, there are some events that people gather together, or they meet, right? They meet each other, so they can play board games um, for an entire day or for an entire afternoon. And you don't necessarily need to know the other people. It's like an event, so everyone is welcome to go there. You can bring your own tabletop game, and then they will play it. Oh, Joe Dancing knows that those games. Warriors, that's another one I haven't played. But Catan is awesome. Catan is awesome. I It's been a long time since I last played those tabletop games, but if someday I get a Switch and I'm planning to do it, I'm definitely buying those games because it's so fun. It's so good to play them with your friends, even if unfortunately you can't have them in the same place as you. But those games are still super fun. I have not touched any tabletop games, but I feel like everyone around me knows them. I'm gunning for that Switch Smash Deluxe package. I loved the Switch dock, but I hated the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons were very simple or basic, so I wasn't a fan. Also, I was a little bit disappointed that by buying the bundle, the Smash Bros. Switch bundle, you are not getting the physical copy. I was also a little bit disappointed because of that. Yeah, the Joy-Cons were. If only they were in a different color. Like, if one was white and the other one was black or something, it would be much better, but they were not original. They were super basic. Cards Against Humanity. That's another game I have heard, but I haven't played it before. I haven't played many of those card games, like, not really card games as Pokemon trading card game or Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering, but card games like the one Joe Dancing said, the card games that are more dynamic and they are not really like a battle or of some sort. I don't know, some more fun-based card games. Yeah, I know that Cards Against Humanity is with some dark humor, right? I know it's not like the most pure and good game, but I wish I could have played more games like that, or more games that were not like traditional card gaming as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. It would have been awesome if they had the Smash Flame logo. Oh my god! Now you're saying I haven't thought on that. It would be much more awesome. Totally. Yeah, it's definitely unrefined. It's kind of fun, but you gotta leave your pride at the door. There is a Cards Against Humanity online server. Yeah, I know that some people could play it online. Yeah, some of those tabletop games you can find them online somewhere, but it's great to have them on Switch. Let me see if I can remember another thing on the Switch that got me excited. Were you guys excited for the new RPG game that Game Freak is developing? It's called Town. Were you guys excited for that? It looks great, it has amazing graphics, it reminds me of Studio Ghibli's movies or something, but I'm not sure if their idea of centering the entire plot in the village, I don't know how they will work that out. So I'm not sure if they will do an amazing job about that, or if it will get boring or annoying with time. Yeah, you can play Catan online. Yeah, the flame has been there since Nintendo 64. It's basically a trademark since then. Yes. The lines too, both, right? But they have been changing a little bit throughout the games. Yeah, it would be awesome to have the flames. Also, regarding the Pokemon Switch bundle, I really like the dock, but again, the Joy-Cons, they could have been better. Especially, okay, I need to heal right now. Especially the things that you attach to the Joy-Cons, so you can like um, that protection. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not the handle, but that thing that you attach to the Joy-Con that has the bracelet thing. That thing, it has weird colors that I don't think they match the color of the Joy-Con itself. So I wish they were different. Wrist strap, okay, yeah, those things they have bad colors in my opinion. They could have had better colors than the ones they have right now. A Robo Kitty, but it's deadly dangerous, Joe Dancing. Actually, that's not a kitty, it's a dog, right? And it's deadly dangerous. It looks nice since it goes across the system, and let's be honest, people aren't going to play Smash with the Joy-Cons. I mean, most people won't, but you need to think that it has the 8-player Smash. So I don't think people will buy 8 different GameCube controllers, you know? And also there are the people that don't have a GameCube controller, my case. And I haven't played GameCube a lot, so I'm not that used to the controller. So maybe I would be one of those people playing Smash by using the Joy-Cons. But again, I think the main reason would be the fact that nobody would have like 8 different GameCube controllers. What games are you playing with your friends tonight? I'm not sure actually, because we are very limited on tabletop games. But we have a gaming here that I'm not sure if you guys have that game. Probably you have a variation or one that is like it, but with, oh yeah, no, never mind. You guys probably have that game. We are going to play, or at least it's one of our options. We are going to play a game that you need to draw a card, and then the card has like many different words, and then you roll a dice, and the dice will say a number, right? It will pick a number, and then according to that number, you need to see which word is related to that number, and then you need to draw that word. So basically, it is a drawing and guessing game. Um, I don't know if is it like Pictionary or something? Scattergories? Pictionary. Yeah, maybe it is closer to Pictionary. I haven't heard of Scattergories. Scattergories. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, but I have heard of Pictionary. So basically, it's a drawing and guessing game. People will, uh, if your teammate can guess your drawing right, then you will receive the amount of points that are on the card. But there are some drawings that are for everyone, and then in those cases, the other people can guess the drawing right before your teammates, and then they will get the points. Yeah, it's Pictionary then. But there are also other games that you need to guess who you are talking about or where are you referring to by reading some descriptions of of people, of places, even dates or objects. There is also that game, but I don't think my friends have that one. Yeah, I don't think we have that one. But do you guys know which game I'm talking about? It's one that you pick a card and then it can be a place, a person, an object, or a date, and then it has like 20 clues. And then the other people will pick a number and then you read the clue regarding that number until someone finally gets the answer correctly. That game is also very popular in here. Draw as in draw a card. Yeah, you draw a card. You draw a card. And then you need to draw the thing the card says. The game Spoons. I have to say that in other countries, tabletop gaming and board games are much more popular and big and huge than how they are here. And I wish they were stronger in here. We do have some very classical uh, board games, for example, Monopoly, but the the most complex and I don't know the most strategic ones, they are hard for you to find. They are very hard for you to find. You guys also know that board game called Clue, right? Clue was big in here as well. Everyone played that when they were a kid. But it's not like a very complex game. They are very simple. They are still fun, but complex games like Carcassonne, Catan, and some other games like those, they are still growing up. They are not huge in here. And I wish they were, because they are amazing games. 20 questions. Okay, maybe that's the name of it in English. In here it's called profile. Yeah, it's profile. But of course with the Portuguese word, which is perfil. Perfil is profile in Portuguese. Anyone remember McDonald's maybe? McDonald's monopoly marketing scheme? I don't remember that. I'm not sure if we had a McDonald's version of Monopoly. And by the way, Monopoly is one of those freaking games that never end. I don't know if I was able to ever finish a Monopoly game. Monopoly and War. Because once we start those games, they take forever. And then it's super late and you need to go back home. I don't think I was ever able to beat or to finish a Monopoly game. Seriously, or War. War was also infinite. It was never ending. You finish Monopoly games? How long does it take, man? Because when I was playing those games, they took forever. And then it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we need to go back home. And then the game was not over, but it needed to be interrupted because nobody could be there anymore. It takes forever. And also War. War is another super long game. Some people never want to trade. I don't know, guys. I just think it's so infinite. It takes forever. McDonald's had little game piece stickers where you could win prizes by buying certain food items on their menu. I do remember that. Okay, we had that. Yes, and you could win a Monopoly, right? I remember that now. Yes. You could win a Monopoly. It was not like a McDonald's Monopoly based game, I don't think it was, but you could win a Monopoly. I do remember that we had that as well, the dancing. I believe I actually won some things, but I won some free food or drinks. Yeah, I haven't won like amazing prizes. Yeah, I remember winning some free burgers, free drinks. I remember that, and I was trying to get some prizes by using that. Not too much, but I was going to McDonald's more often thanks to that. The game Risk, um, maybe it has a different name in here. Can you explain it to me or the basics to see if I recognize it? But by the name of it in English, I don't recognize it. Wait, Noble, you don't know the game called War? Maybe it also has a different name in English. But War, in here at least, it is a game of um, conquering countries. So basically, there is the entire world with all the countries, and then you have objectives. For example, your objective is to conquer 5 countries in Asia, for example. And then to conquer a country, you need to roll a dice and see what's the number, and if it is the correct number, you can conquer that country. So yeah, that's the basic rules of war. Wait, war sounds like risk? Maybe. Okay, maybe it's called risk in English. In here, it was called war, and with the English word, without the translation. It was literally war in here. It does sound like risk, so maybe it's risk. Yeah, you need to conquer the countries, and each person has a different objective, and then the person that conquers. Wait, the person that gets to the objective the first wins. But it took like forever to finish it. You have armies and cards and you battle others. Yeah, you battle others with dice, correct. That sounds like war. Risk is a strategy board game of diplomacy, conflict, and conquest for 2 to 6 players. The standard version is played on a board depicting a political map. Yeah, I think it is the same then. If it's not, then it's very close. It's very close. You always want hash browns. I don't know what are hash browns. Or sundaes. Yeah, some ice creams. And it takes 100 years to finish. Like I said, I don't think I have ever finished Monopoly and Risk. And I think I won't be playing those games anytime soon again, so probably I won't finish them at all. Do you guys have a favorite board game? Of the simple board games, Clue used to be my favorite. Yeah, in the very old school board games that are not complex, that they are super basic and simple, Clue used to be my favorite. I used to love playing Clue. But with those new games that are more complicated and they have more strategy, maybe Catan. Catan was an amazing game. I really loved to play Catan. They have Game of Thrones Risk too, really. I still need to finish watching and reading Game of Thrones. I'm planning to start the third book next year. Hopefully I can do it. Glad we had this talk. Your favorite board game as a kid was Life. We have Life. Yes, we have Life as well. Which has, I don't know in English, but in Portuguese at least, Life has some nonsense places like spots, places where you can land on, and then and then something will happen to you. It has some nonsense ones. For example, I will never forget the one we had in the Portuguese one. Your ship crashed on an iceberg. Sell ice cubes and win 1,000. I was like, what? It was a good place to land in the end, but yes, that was a thing. It was in there. Your ship crashed on an iceberg, sell ice cubes, and then receive 1,000. That's how crazy it was in Portuguese. You remember that place too? Okay, so it's international. Everyone, every kid that played live had that moment in their lives. Now, I feel better now because that was an amazing one. It's so amazing that even after those years, we still remember it because it's priceless. It's a priceless place in that game. There are others too, but that's the one that I could remember the most. Um, which I find existentially depressing now. Yeah, if you think about it, it's so basic, right? It's super basic. So if you play it today, it won't feel like the same. But it used to be an amazing game, and I had many memories playing that game after going to my friends' houses and after doing some schoolwork with them and before going back home. We used to play those games a lot. We used to finish the afternoon playing Life, Clue, and sometimes Monopoly, but they never ended. Pandemic is a really fun board game. It is a 2 to 4 player co-op game where you are trying to eradicate 4 different viruses before global extermination by them. Noble, isn't Pandemic getting on Switch? Because I believe it was announced. I haven't played it, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the games in there. Carcassonne, Pandemic, Munchkin, Catan, and maybe another one that I don't remember. But I think Pandemic is coming to the Switch. Oh yeah, you could be a lawyer, a doctor, or homeless. And then in the end you could win the entire game by betting everything you had in a single number. And then you um you can say roll, right? You turn that thing that gives you a number, and then if it hits in the number you bid, then you are the winner. You don't even need to do anything else. Like the money that other people have, it doesn't matter because you bid in the right number and then you got it right. It's the Tycoon Millionaire. Yeah, I remember my friend winning that once, and everyone was like, but nothing. The person won. You're back. Welcome back, Riker. We are talking about tabletop slash board games. So, do you have a favorite one? Yeah, Pandemic was one of them. Spin the wheel. Yeah, of course. Why I couldn't remember spin the wheel? Yeah, you use it to spin the wheel. Wait, spin the wheel in life to get a number, and then if it was the right one, then you were the winner. Like a Tycoon Millionaire. That game had it made no sense, but it was so good. I can't, guys. I'm playing this so bad tonight. Subaru, hey, how are you, man? I wish I knew more people to play board games with. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Board games are amazing. We were talking about them because some of them are coming to the Switch. And I'm really happy that Carcassonne and Catan are coming to the Switch. And hopefully you guys can try those games out when they are out for the Switch. I wanna play some of the cool, complicated ones. Yes, like Catan and Carcassonne. And I wish that in Brazil we had more of games like those, because usually people only have the simple ones like Life, Clue, Monopoly, Risk, and the one that I'm going to play tonight, which is kind of like Pictionary. Those games are fun, don't get me wrong, but they kind of don't have a lot of strategy to them. And after playing Catan and Carcassonne, I realized that strategy games are awesome. Strategy tabletop or board games. I still suck, like, I'm bad at them, but they were really fun to play. I had that Wheel of Fortune board game. Wheel of Fortune board game? Do you mean life or do you mean a Wheel of Fortune game? Like it's another one. I had a Lion King board game. I had a Lion King. Wait, no. It wasn't Lion King. It was Jungle Book. Yes, I used to have a Jungle Book game, but it was not. Yeah, it was a different one. And the Lion King Saga game, both equally difficult for children. Yeah, I had a Jungle Book Saga game. Yeah, do you know which one I'm talking about? It was so hard. And the Lion King Saga game, wasn't it the same one as the Lion King for the Super Nintendo? Because if it was the same game, then I have played the Super Nintendo one, and it was extremely hard. I was actually watching a video that was discussing why some Disney old games, why they were so hard. And the person said that they were hard because if people could beat them like super quickly or super easily, they would complain. Yeah, I think that the developers were expecting the parents to be upset with them if the games were extremely simple or extremely easy. So that's why they have made those games to be super challenging, because then they would keep playing it forever and forever, and the kids would like spend a lot of time playing those games because they could never beat it. So it would never like get old, if the kid could beat it super easily. So that's what the person said in one of the videos I have watched. And according to the person, one of the easiest old Disney games was Aladdin. And I also thought that Aladdin was at least a little bit hard. But yeah, I can see it being a little bit easier in comparison to the others. Dark Souls wishes it was The Lion King. The Lion King has a puzzle part in the safari area. How are kids supposed to solve that freaking puzzle with the monkeys? That part is a nightmare. Yeah, I also have played the Super Nintendo one. I'm great, Subaru, but I might not be streaming for super long tonight because I'll be meeting my friends. So probably I will stay live for an hour and a half or something like that. And today we have been mostly chatting and and discussing about the Direct, the Nintendo Direct. Have you seen it, Subaru? And also about some board games. I was telling them some of the board games we have in Brazil, like, and they also have in there, for example, Jogo da Vida, which is life in English, or Detetive, which is Clue in English, and Banco Imobiliário, which is Monopoly in English, and it seems that Risk was War in English. So yeah, they also had those games. One thing that we had in Brazil, but you guys, I'm not sure if you guys had that as well, but it's funny that it was a thing in Brazil. So let me explain it. In here, we used to have many famous and extremely popular TV hosts or TV game show hosts. And those people, they used to have a large collection of board games. and all of those board games had their faces on those games. So, for example, do you guys know Shusha? I know some Americans know Shusha because I was having that discussion regarding Shusha in another channel, in my friend's channel. But she's just an example. Those people, they had 20, 30 plus different board games, and all of them were like that person's uh, game. So we also had many of those games in here, not only the traditional ones, but for example, Shusha's board game, Shusha's I don't know what game, that used to be such a big thing in here. This is the first time you heard about Shusha, that's okay, that's okay. But I know some people in America used to watch her show, and I didn't know she had a TV show in other countries. Because Shusha is like the queen of the kids in here. That's actually how people refer to her. The queen of the kids. Because she used to be like huge in here. But anyways, I'm just saying that some of those TV show hosts, they had a large collection of board games in here. They were mostly simple, but some of those games were also part of my childhood and some other people's childhood as well. There was a particular TV show host that was called Gugu. Yeah, his name was Gugu, like that, Gugu, and he even had not a he had, how can I say it? He had something special that used to happen in his TV show, and it was like a surprise. He and his team like to give to someone. They like to give or they like to make. I believe it's to give, right? They use it to like to go to some people's houses in a surprise, and of course those people have like sent letters to him, but then they would pick one of the people, and they would visit that person, and in that visit they would be looking for a particular object in their houses, and if the person had one of Gugu's board games, each one, it doesn't matter, actually I should say anyone, right? It doesn't matter which one it was. If the person had one of his board games, the person would be gifted with the entire collection. So it was one of my childhood dreams. Like, I want Gugu to come to my house so I could show him the game I had, and then I would receive all of the collection of board games he had. So it was a big dream of my childhood, but of course I have never sent a letter in the end. But I used to imagine, man, it would be so cool, so awesome if he could visit my house, and then I could like win all of those board games of his collection. Because they were so many, so many. Anyways, enough of my Brazilian childhood. You actually played and enjoyed Aladdin as a kid. Subaru did not watch the direct. I mean, I'm not sure if Subaru is a huge Nintendo fan, but man, Subaru, so do you know that Final Fantasy is coming for the Switch? Like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, then Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, the freaking Chocobo PlayStation 1 game, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, and I'm also missing another one, The World of Final Fantasy. All of those games are coming to the Switch, even Final Fantasy 7. So that's hype, man, that's hype. Yeah, Aladdin is one of the games that I really want to beat someday, but I'm bad at it. But if there is a Disney game that is probably the easiest one for me to beat it, or the one with the higher chance for me to beat it, that's totally Aladdin. Yeah, Lion King was so hard. I was talking about Shusha before, probably. Yeah, I was surprised that some people have heard of her. Yeah, that's a genius way to sell board games. What was in the direct? So there were the Final Fantasies, like I was saying. Many of those games are coming to the Switch, but Final Fantasy 8 for some reason is not coming to the Switch. So they gave us some more news about the new Yoshi game. Also, Luigi's Mansion 3. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming to the Switch. And Animal Crossing as well. Animal Crossing will be one of their games in 2019. And then Isabelle is a new playable character in Smash Brothers. Uh, we also have a new RPG game from Game Freak, which is called Town, and it looks amazing, but I'm still not sure if the plot will be great. But the graphics are amazing. They gave us some more news about the online service. Wait. What else was in the direct? I believe the biggest news were those the Final Fantasy games, the Luigi's Mansion 3, and the Animal Crossing, yeah. Those were the biggest news. I didn't know, but I'm not surprised. Some games nowadays only need to have a microwave version. Yeah, those games are getting to every platform, right? But still it's a big deal because man, it's like the Final Fantasy game I'm referring to 7, the Final Fantasy game that was in the old Nintendo PlayStation Wars, right? So it's awesome that it's finally coming to the Switch. But where is Mother 3? I'm still waiting for Mother 3. Try beating either Zombies Ate My Neighbors or Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back for the Super Nintendo. I have never come close in my entire childhood of playing them to beating them. I have heard of them, but I didn't know that they were that hard. The one that people always say it's like impossible, and from what I have seen, it is impossible. It is that um, Ghosts and Goals. Is that the name of it? I believe that's the name of it. Ghosts and Goals. That game is hell, together with Battletoads. But I distinctly remember what the box Goes and Goes. Okay, so it's the other order, right? It's the opposite order. Goes and Goes. Yeah, there is that game that's super hard. It's super frustrating. But I distinctly remember what the box looked like from seeing it at my rental place. Yeah, I used to be a rental place gamer. I only had two different Super Nintendo cartridges, which were Super Mario World and a very not popular game called Teen Star. But my entire Super Nintendo experience was thanks to rental stores. And I have said many times that my three favorite Super Nintendo games used to be Super Mario RPG, Tiny Toons Wild and Wacky Sports, and Bomberman 4. And gladly I was able to play all of those games on stream so far, right? I was able to play them before, in the past. And I have to say that I kinda miss playing Mario RPG, so maybe someday I should play it again. Especially because I still have some unfinished business in Mario RPG. But yes, I have been wanting to replay it someday. Okay, we are finally getting to the final part of this fight tonight. So I want to see if it is safer to stay near the walls because it's the only place I can go to. But first, what do I want to try here? The X-Buster was the only thing that really worked against him. I guess I'll keep trying with the X-Buster. Oh, the walls are not that safe. Okay, we have a problem here. The walls are not safe because they shoot lasers from the hands. So there is no safe place. It doesn't make sense. Maybe I need to keep like changing the shield with the X-Buster like a million times. Because I really don't know how to protect myself from those things. I guess I will need to like keep changing my weapons every 3 seconds. But the problem is to charge the shield. It takes time and he probably will hit me before I can have it. Man, I have no strategies now. I'm back to zero. You have never saw, or actually you have never seen past the first stage of Ghosts and Ghosts until recently. Because someone was streaming it, the person is brave to play that game on stream. Not for everyone. I still miss the one game store called Trade Day Game, where instead of putting prices on games, you trade in they had levels 1 through 5 and you could get any combo of games that was equal to or less than the level of your game. Interesting, so and it was a game store, but it was not like I'm imagining it was not like a big game store. Maybe it was a local store, right? Or was it like around the entire country? But yes, I can see what they were doing there. They were like ranking the games uh, in a in a scale of 1 to 5, and then you could trade it with somebody else that had a game of the same level as yours. Yeah, it was a small local game store, but that's super cool. That's super nice that they were doing something like that. That also brought me back some memories that one of the rental stores in here, they also had a way to rank their games. And I'm pretty sure the the best games they were like rank gold and they were more expensive for you to rent them. So yes, I just remember that they had some seals on the boxes of the games, and then they were silver, bronze, and gold. I just remember that, and they were more expensive for you to rent. But the biggest reason why I really miss rental stores today is because it was a great way for you to meet people that love games, right? Oh my god. I really miss spending an afternoon in a rental store and playing with their video games in there. And sometimes someone would show up and play the game with me or something, or I could watch someone playing a game. I really miss that experience. At least I think I'm getting better at this part of the fight. But again, I still have no clue of what to do in this final part, because everything hurts. Maybe I do need to keep changing my things, right? So the first thing I would need to have is a good spot that I can hurt him. But I don't know if it is worth it for me to like defend myself to get there, because once I get there, then I will need to charge my attack, and to charge my attack I will waste time, and probably I will get hurt in the process, or if I should go there defenseless but with a charged attack. That's the biggest concern. I'm starting to really think that I don't have time to protect and to defend. This is really a all-in fight, because he attacks in all the directions. So maybe I should really ignore defending, because I couldn't see a way to defend or to protect myself. Okay, let me keep trying. I will need to keep trying to jump on his hand, so it brings me up there so I can shoot him. But I also need to pay attention if it's not shooting the lasers. It shoots the lasers. Okay, could you see that? It shot a laser and then it's already shooting another one. So it's basically extremely dangerous for you to stay on there. I will need to fall again. And I still got hurt. Oh my god. Can I take another hit? No, I couldn't. Maybe this boss is all about movement. It's all about movement. Because if I really stand still in a same spot, he will get me. So I will work with this assumption that this boss fight is all about movement. But I will need to learn how to move around. I will need to be on the hands, I will need to fall back to the floor. But I need to learn that timing and everything. Cerberus says, before entering the fight with the boss, test the effect of the powers to see if I get an idea. The problem is, I only have two powers that can protect me. This is one of them, but if I have this shield barrier, I can't attack. And the other one is the invisibility power, but I also don't think I can attack once I have it. Like I was saying, one thing that I could try doing was changing one to another. Maybe I could try working more with the invisibility one, so once I could get to a good spot to shoot him, I go back to the X-Buster. But the biggest problem about that is that I would need to charge the X-Buster to hurt him. If there was an easier way for me to hurt him, then I could try working out with the invisibility plus the weapon that can hurt him easily. So I could try testing more things out, but he has an amazing defense. So if I try to hurt him without charging, he can protect himself. It's not causing damage. That's the problem right now. I also would love if there was a way for me to hurt him without paying attention to that. For example, if the missiles could hurt him, because I can shoot the missiles and then they will do the job in my place. I don't need to pay attention to where I'm shooting the missiles, you know? Because then I could pay more attention on defending. I kinda want to try the missiles, but I will try them at level 3 to see if they can hurt him somehow. I will try the missiles, but I'm not feeling confident. Nope, they don't work. What about the storm? I'm dead. But the missiles, they don't work, so the missiles are useless in that fight. The freaking lightning, it takes so much damage. Or maybe I should say it causes. Yeah, it causes so much damage. This Zombies Ate My Neighbors game was fun until the chainsaw stage. I was actually thinking that game was like an indie game or a PC game because I really feel like I have seen it on Steam or something. But maybe I'm thinking on a different game. It gets worse, oh my god. Is it on Steam or am I crazy? Maybe it's not. I just feel like I have seen it elsewhere. Or maybe I should say in the past years instead of something that was only back then for the Super Nintendo. Okay, I might be crazy then, but there is a game that is all about zombies as well, and I don't know, when I think on that game, it makes me think that it's called uh, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but it's definitely another one then. Oh, you just never played it, so you're trying it now. Yeah, many recent games are about zombies, but I was thinking on a particular one. It sucks to play this fight without any strategy and to feel hopeless. Because this is not like Cave Story. In Cave Story, I was learning. In here, I feel like I don't have anything that I can do to help me out. At least in here I don't have to really redo everything, right? Like in Cave Story. In Cave Story you needed to play the entire section. Stevie, hey, thank you so much for the resub, man. How are you? How is your Saturday? Have you watched the Nintendo Direct? Being crazy does not exactly mean being wrong. That's true. That's profound. That's deep, Subaru. But I'm not crazy regarding the game that I had in my mind, but I was thinking it could have been the same one, but it's not. It's not the same one. Then maybe I don't know, as much as I was thinking I knew about Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Yeah, maybe I really don't know a lot about that game because it's not the one I had in my mind. How dare you steal my title as the Gen 1 champion, Stevie? The Gen 1 champion. I did, I can't wait for Luigi's Mansion 3. I still need to play a Luigi's Mansion game, but I remember watching people playing the one for the 3DS. Yeah, the one for GameCube, the original one. I have never seen it, and when I play it, it will be blind. But yes, that was a big surprise. When it started, I was thinking, oh look, it's the remake, it's the one for the 3DS, and then they debated everyone. No, this is the Switch game, right as it started. So okay, there we go. They are starting strong. I miss seeing you in Drew's stream. Yes, I actually have been more offline of Twitch because I have been studying during the weekdays, so I have been missing many streams actually, not only Drew's stream. It's been hard for me to catch up Scapluni's streams, Ob's streams. I have been more busy and I have been studying more, so I have been more offline, yeah. But I'm trying to at least stop by there once, like when he's playing a game that I like, and I have some spare time to spend. Yeah, it is a good reason. It is a good reason. I have been trying to focus more on some studies. There will be a test next month. I'm not like feeling that I will be approved in that test because it's like a plan for the future. But there is that test, so I'm trying to prepare myself for it without rushing or without really pressuring me too hard. But I really need to try focusing, and it's a very long subject. It's about things that I have never learned before, so I need to study it by myself. So it's being hard to do everything, like to keep giving to it a lot of attention and to stay studying and things like that. He got very drunk last night. Oh my god. I'm concerned. Was he alright? Or was he doing crazy things because he was drunk? But probably everything was alright, right? I remember that he was complaining about some people that were um, pressuring him a lot to beat the Mario games he has been playing. I read that on Twitter. So hopefully things are more chill now there. Hopefully people are not like pushing him too hard to be like a pro gamer because he's not. So yeah, hopefully people are not pressuring him too much to be extremely good at games. And thankfully people don't pressure me that much as well because I'm not good at all. Especially when I have to deal with a boss fight like this one. Okay, that was a horrible timing. Oh, I can do multiple shots? No, but they don't cause extra damage. And there goes my last one. How the hell do you kill these mushroom plants that take over the stream? Wait, they stream? I know you're talking about the Zombies Ate My Neighbors game, but they stream? I was confused by that. I was planning to try the Storm, right? I would try using the Storm. He was playing Super Seducer. Well, maybe I'm glad that I wasn't there because that's not a game that I would like to watch. Poor Drew, indeed, poor Drew. He was fine, he was just drunk. It was silly, of course it was silly. Freaking Super Seducer? I don't know if I want to know more about that game. It is a disturbing game, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Oh, take over the screen. Okay, I was like, the stream? I'm not seeing mushrooms in here. You had never heard of that game? I have only heard of it because of him. Because he was planning to play it for a while. I believe he wanted to play it when he was doing his 24 hours special stream. Yeah, he was planning to play it in that time. You know what your logo reminds me of? The scene where in Secret of Mana where you get captured. Okay, I haven't played Secret of Mana, so I won't know that part. But where you get captured by goblins and are put in a giant pot to be served as the main meal. Yeah, probably because we have the pot in there being cooked by the fire, right? So yeah. And speaking about that, when I was watching the Isabelle trailer, she drops a pot, so I could also relate to that. I was watching Moon play Super Seducer. That guy from the game is kinda annoying, I don't know. It's like one of those games that big streamers are playing to meme at the moment. Wait, so it's a new game? I was imagining it was an old game. It's a new thing? Can I hurt you with this? I can't. Okay, so the missiles and the tornadoes are out. Man. Maybe the cutter? But then I would need to jump high to try to hurt him. I will try the cutter. First I need to heal. Could you guys see if that worked? What's going on? Something is different. He's not using the fire breathing attack or things like that. He's only using the hands, so the fight right now for some reason is easier. But of course, I'm dying because I'm bad. Oh, I jinxed myself. Now he's attacking us again. Yeah, he's going to shoot fire, I think. And the cutter was useless. I couldn't make it work at all. I don't think to be ice, because ice was horrible when after charged. Maybe fire? We can try fire, but I'm not too hopeful. Speaking about fire, there he goes. For some reason it took long for him to attack us. Maybe I have done something in there that caused it, but I'm not sure. But the fight was much better. If I could have that fight like that, I would feel much better. It's Super Seducer 2, it has a sequel. Because the first demanded a sequel. Richard has naked women on his bed for no reason, whilst telling you how to seduce women. You know what that sounds like to me? And I'm going to talk about a very, very, very old game. Have you guys ever heard of the old PC games that were like Larry... Oh my god, how is it called? Larry's something suit? Leisure? Maybe it was Larry's Leisure Suit. I believe those are... Yeah, those were the games. They were so old PC games. And... Yes, I remember... Oh, Leisure Suit Larry. Okay, so it's Leisure Suit Larry. That's the game that came to my mind after reading those things. It was like a betting game, and if you win the game, then the women, they would get naked. So yeah, I just had some memories of that game, that very old PC game. I don't even know if it's still a thing. Suber said the only different thing you have done was using the storm. Yeah, it couldn't cause damage, but maybe it stopped him from using the fire breathing and the laser. Yeah, the lasers, right? The electrical lasers. But I'm not sure. Should we try it again? Let's try it again to see if that's a thing or not. Because if it is a thing, we can use the wind attack, and then we can focus on hurting him. And then once he's back to fire breathing and shooting the lasers, we use the wind again. Maybe that's a strategy, so let's test it out. Has anyone played an old game called Earthworm Jim? I know it. I have seen people playing it. maybe I have played it myself, but I can't say that I like played it a lot or that I was able to get super far on it, but I know which game you're talking about. I also can't say that I liked it, but I see why people love it. It's a very unique and weird game. So this run will be about testing the wind again. Oh my god. Wait! Never mind, we won't be able to get there. Super Nostalgia Island? Wait, okay, so Super Adventure Island. I was like, there is a game called Super Nostalgia Island? What? What the hell? I mean, amazing name for a game, don't get me wrong, but really? Probably haven't played this in 20 years. Nostalgia hitting me hard now. It is really hitting you hard because you even called it a Super Nostalgia Island. I haven't heard of it. It sounds fun though. It sounds like a good game, but I haven't heard of it. Gluten-free mac and cheese is actually not bad. I still need to try eating mac and cheese. I don't know why, but I haven't eaten that. Actually, for lunch, I have cooked pasta. It's the same pasta I was eating last weekend. I always cook the same one. But I still need to try eating some mac and cheese someday. But I don't know why. It's just that I never try mixing cheese and pasta. It's a personal thing, I think. You had mac and cheese not too long ago? I know, but I think it's something more American, or maybe in other countries as well. Or maybe it is just me, but when I eat pasta, I kinda don't think on adding cheese to it. Unless it is like a particular cheese sauce. I don't know how to describe it, but there are some sauces that they have cheese, but they are more complex. It wouldn't be like a very simple cheese sauce, you know. But still, I don't remember the last time I had one like that. No, 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 Joe Dancing? No, 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 no. Scap Looney showed me the power cheese once. That is terrifying. Unless we're referring to a normal one, because in here we have something that's like grinded cheese, Parmesan cheese, right? It's like grinded Parmesan cheese. But I'm pretty sure you were referring to the creepy one that Scaploni showed me a picture of, that you need to add water. That thing is terrifying. I don't know why you guys have that. That's all. That is what all American mac and cheese is? Man, the powder cheese? No way. Kraft mac and cheese is good though. But I eat at Annie's, it's organic. So it is like Is it made from a vegetable? Because there are some different types of pasta, right? You can make pasta out of some different things. You don't need to have the the traditional pasta. You can get a vegetable and slice it in a very pasta like way. Oh, it's not that organic? Okay, so it's not that organic. Yeah, but there are some pastas that are made with vegetables and only. Like you prepare the vegetable and you shape it like a pasta. As far as I know, it's just pasta noodles and some kind of cheese melted and cooked onto it. The powdered cheese is the cheap, quick, and easy store-bought stuff. Okay, but let me get my smartphone. You guys are not talking about grinded Parmesan cheese, right? You guys are talking about really powdered cheese, which is a very disturbing one that I have seen a picture. Give me a second, guys. My friends are also talking to me here, so I will give them some information. But first, let me show you the grinded Parmesan cheese that I'm talking about. And yes, uh, this Parmesan cheese, it is common here. Some people like to add it to pasta, but I don't do it. Yeah, it's basically grinded Parmesan cheese. It's not powder, it's just grinded into small pieces. But I know the powdered cheese is like super disturbing and it looks horrible. But maybe it tastes better than how it looks. Okay, so now I will talk to my friends pretty quickly. Okay, why is it so disturbing? Because you need to add water and then it looks horrifying. I don't know if I would like to taste that. I feel like the nuclear cheese? Okay, I don't know about the nuclear cheese. What is the nuclear cheese? It is a good stuff? What? Joe Dancing? What the hell is that? Okay, I don't know what the nuclear cheese is, but okay, that's also disturbing. Bright yellow you dip chips in. Oh, you okay? You mean like cheddar? By the way, I'm not a huge fan of cheddar. I might be one of the few people that doesn't like cheddar that much. If I have the option of choosing a different cheese than cheddar, I'm doing it. I'm not a big fan of cheddar. My friends are crazy for cheddar, but I'm not. Noble adds milk instead of water. That would be good. Yeah. Maybe it tastes like not really okay. The first thing that came to my mind was mashed potatoes, but it follows the same formula of mashed potatoes, but with cheese instead of potatoes. I'm judging American culture? No, I need to have more experience before judging American culture. I just thought it was like something that I don't think I would like, but I would need to try it because we don't have it in here. But it looks weird. Yeah, it was a little bit weird. But maybe it tastes better than how it looks. Anyways, am I okay? I'm in the beginning. I just remember that when Scap showed me the picture of it, I was horrified. And also, he was saying that it was bad. But you guys now are telling me that it's not that bad. Okay then. I could live off potatoes? Wait, by saying I could live off potatoes, you mean without potatoes? I love potatoes. There are days that I'm super lazy to cook fancy stuff or a lot of stuff that I just like cook some potatoes and that's my lunch, that's my dinner. I add some oregano, olive oil, and pepper to them. You have never been more judgmental of a culture than when you first smelled durian fruit from Japan. We do have some kind of durian fruit in here. It smells really bad, right? I'm not sure about the Japanese one, but the one in here smells really, really bad. Really bad. I used to hate homemade mac and cheese. There was a time in my life that I used to hate homemade black beans. And the only way I could enjoy eating beans again was when I was eating them in restaurants and in other places. I think it is because my mother pressured me to eat the black beans like every day, and I got very annoyed or tired of eating them, and that caused me to hate them for some time. But thankfully, after eating black beans in some restaurants, I was able to enjoy eating beans again. All potatoes, Joe Dancing. What happened? Oh, could live with just potatoes. Okay, yeah, I was like, Joe Dancing is not serious about um, not liking potatoes, right? So okay, so it means could live with just potatoes. I see. Yeah, I love potatoes too. I it's one of the things that I always have at my home because it's simple to cook. You can cook it in many different ways. It's delicious and it's love. Potatoes are love. So I would only eat the boxed mac and cheese? Wait, so you prefer the boxed mac and cheese than the homemade one? I mean, sometimes it really happens because there are some food or dishes that you can try cooking yourself and sometimes you can make bad choices regarding the seasoning. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you can try cooking something and in the end it won't taste super good because you weren't able to give it some proper seasoning. That happens sometimes. For example, the pasta I cooked today wasn't very good because I didn't have enough vinegar. So basically, I messed up with the seasoning of it. Yeah, potatoes are totally love. I still need to find someone, in case there is someone in the world that doesn't like potatoes. Maybe there will be someone that says, I don't mind potatoes that much, but I haven't met anyone that says, I hate potatoes. It was a texture issue. My father has some texture issues with pasta. You had a lot of sensory issues growing up. The melted cheese must have just felt too odd in my mouth, causing me to hate it. I'm going to be honest in here. I'm also not a huge fan of melted cheese, especially when it's cheddar. You know those fries that have cheddar and bacon on them? Like the entire world is a huge fan of it. I'm not. I would prefer having the fries normally and then a barbecue sauce next to them. That's my jam. That's the thing that I love. But when I'm yeah, poutine. Yeah, poutine. Maybe if it was a different cheese, I would like it more. But I really don't think cheddar is like as great as everyone says. Maybe it's just my personal opinion. Maybe I just think that it's overrated. Oh, I would also love mayo. Yeah, mayonnaise. It would also be great with fries. You hate ketchup? Many people in the US seem to hate ketchup. I like ketchup, but maybe the reason why I like ketchup is because I'm guessing it is better here than how it is in there, but I'm not sure. One thing for sure, ketchup is extremely popular here. Like, you can find it everywhere. And usually it has some good quality, but again, I'm not sure how bad the ketchup is in the US. But I like ketchup. My favorite is barbecue sauce, but barbecue sauce is harder for you to find in here, or it is more expensive. So it's not every day that I can have barbecue sauce. But barbecue sauce is better than ketchup. I feel it's more like 50-50 in the US for liking ketchup. A1 steak sauce is delicious. Steak sauce. Does it taste like barbecue or is it still different? I also love honey mustard. Honey mustard is super good. But that's something that I could only appreciate after getting old. When I was a kid, I used to hate mustard. Mustard and mayo together? Separate, they are great. I'm not sure how they taste together. Oh, you haven't had either in a long time? You guys know Outback, right? In here, Outback has a salad and they use a honey mustard sauce. I really miss that salad because it's so good. It's so good. So let's try the wind again. Is that a strategy? Maybe? Maybe if I had... Maybe if I had more life. I kinda like that. There was only one thing that could hurt me a lot in there, and it was the lightning that comes out from the hands. But I have good news though. I feel like, I mean, I still get hurt a lot, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable in that place, in that fight. Of course, I still need to do a lot of improvements, but I'm not that scared anymore or super lost of what's going on. I'm starting to see their attacks, the the lasers. I just need to get better on avoiding them, but I don't know. I'm feeling better about that fight, overall speaking. I just need to really start attacking more. And maybe that's a way, but if those lightnings, if they get us, it hurts a lot. But I really like that idea. If it's the only thing that's hurting me, and if I don't mess up, and if I can get there very quickly, maybe it is a strategy. Because then I would be able to really spam my attacks on him since they start. Together but separate. For example, mustard on top bun and mayo on the bottom bun. Ooh, I need to try that, Joe Dancing. I will need to try that. I know you guys are like not big fans of Subway, but I do go to Subway sometimes in here. Next time I think I will try that. Usually when I go to Subway here, I season my sub with barbecue sauce or honey mustard. Next time I should try using mayo and honey mustard. Because that's an idea. By the way, like I was expecting, we are probably not finishing this game tonight, but it was good to test out some things. For example, the missiles, they are useless. The wind attack, I tested out again, and I don't think it was the reason why he stopped attacking us. So I also think it is useless. But yes, we are still not beating this game. I will probably need to stop the stream or stop streaming in the next 20 minutes or so. So yeah, tomorrow we are probably back with this game. But who knows? Hopefully it will be the last day for Mega Man X. Here I thought we were gonna finally go a stream without talking about food. Yeah, I have to say that there were some streams some weeks ago, probably the ones before Sunday. Yeah, before last Sunday. We had some couple weeks that we were talking about other things without food, or without mentioning food that much. But even in the short streams like today, food is our most beloved topic. Yeah, it started out so strong in the beginning of the stream too, yeah. No, don't say sorry. Joe Dancing, do you think that I don't like to talk about food? Food gives me life. Period. It's it's the way to world peace. Just give everyone a slice of pizza and we have world peace. So yeah, food is love. I love talking about food. If I didn't like to talk about food, do you think I would have this? Food is always welcome here. Gluten-free mac and cheese had to be mentioned. But it is still not vegan, right? Gluten-free mac and cheese is not like vegan. Yeah, potatoes are loved, totally. By the way, I do should cook some sweet potatoes that I have in here. My parents left some sweet potatoes in my home, but I kinda forget of them every time. Do you guys prefer the normal potatoes or sweet potatoes? I prefer the normal ones much more, but I do have some sweet potatoes in here. Yeah, I will try cooking them next week because I do have them. It's by no means vegan, right? Yeah, it's just gluten free. Yeah, because when someone like Joe Dancing says things that are like healthier or not necessarily vegan but close to that, or yeah, it is healthier, the person that comes to my mind is Pilot, and Pilot has been trying to be more vegetarian and to get healthier. So I was kind of imagining, no, maybe we should talk about that gluten-free mac and cheese to Pilot because maybe he approves the idea of it. I think the powdered cheese still has dairy, so not vegan. What's dairy? I have seen that word before, but not sure about its meaning. Dairy. Oh, it is milk? Oh, okay, so okay, it's milk. Okay, milk, cheese, and eggs. You have been thinking about starting a vegetarian diet again? So you have tried it before? Well, if that's how you're feeling right now, I say go for it. Don't pressure you too much in case you can't like become an 100% vegetarian or something. But what I think we all should try doing every day is like doing our best to eat better. I'm not saying that you need to have a perfect food habit or something, but do your best. Like small changes, they make a huge difference. For example, try not adding a lot of sugar to the things you do, or try replacing it with some other things that could help to make the things more sweet. For example, you could try adding honey or maybe maple or maybe I don't know an apple. Some juices in here. People use apples to make them more sweet because um, apple is something that have a taste, but it's not like the most strongest one. So it kind of blends well with some other tastes. So yeah, you have ways to eat better. Another thing that I like to do is like fill my dishes with seasonings, but salt. I do my best to not add salt to my dishes. I know that they would taste much better with salt, but if I add oregano, if I add basil, if I add herbs and pepper and some other things, some seasonings, in the end, I don't mind the fact that my food doesn't have salt that much. So even if you can't like become a vegetarian or a vegan or something like that, you can do some small changes that in a long time they will make a difference. For example, I also have stopped eating those very artificial tasting cookies. I don't know how to describe them right now, but what's the word? Is it frosting? Can you use the word frosting for cookies when they have those fillings? I have stopped eating cookies that have that. I have been only eating cookies that are without any frosting or without any filling, any of that. Cream filling, maybe cream filling. Uh, Let me show you a picture. But I have been eating some other cookies like saltines and some milk cookies, some homemade cookies as well, and they don't have those frostings or cream fillings that can be very bad for your health. I used to eat them a lot when I was a kid. Maybe that's why I stopped eating them, because I got so tired of eating them, like the taste, I couldn't stand the taste of them anymore, that I just stopped eating them. Another thing is that I avoid drinking soda or pop. If I have another option, then I give it preference, especially if there are like juice options available. So it's like small things. You don't need to stop yourself from eating something like 100%. If I only have soda or pop to drink, I will drink it. Or if I'm in a special occasion, like in a party or something, I will also drink it. But it's really having in mind that sometimes it's good or it would be nice for you to take the other option. Oh yeah, this is a very good example. Oreos. Oreos have that white filling, frosting, I don't know how to call that. But those are the cookies that I have stopped eating. I'm also not saying that if someone in one day wants to give me a cookie like that, I wouldn't eat it. I would. But I try to avoid them. I don't buy them anymore, or I prefer buying other cookies instead. I think that's the best way you can go when you're trying to make your food habits better. Deaf Dog, hey man, how are you? How's it going? I'm doing great. I might not be streaming for much longer. Actually, maybe this will be my final attempt today because I'm going to meet my friends pretty soon. But everything's alright, man. Have you watched the Direct? The Nintendo Direct? Also, let me ask you this. Are you a big fan of tabletop games or board games? Because I can imagine you are. I have never asked you that, but I can totally see you being a person that would like those things. Yeah, and also, Joe Dancing, if you have that idea in your mind of not really cutting all the bad foods from your life, but trying to replace them, and sometimes you can still eat them, it is a good way to deal with it. It's it's not like you will be pressuring yourself that much about having better food habits. At least that's how I do it, and it works very well to me at least. It's like instead of saying never, like I will never eat that again or I will never drink that again, it's more like, oh, we have that option, but what else is there for me to try? Or what else is there that I could replace for it? Oh, and then there is nothing else? Okay, so let's still have it. I don't know, it feels better, and you don't overpressure yourself about your choices regarding food. For example, today maybe when I meet my friends, I'm expecting them to have a lot of soda in there. Maybe I'll be drinking soda if the if there isn't another option. Maybe there will be another option, but who knows? You like tabletop RPGs, but you haven't had a consistent group to play with since most of my friends and I used to pay with. You guys went to different colleges. But have you seen the direct? Because some tabletop games are coming to the Switch, like Carcassonne, Catan, and some others that I have never played, like um, Munchkin, and the one that Noble really likes, but I forgot the name of it. It's not Infestation, I forgot the name of Pandemic. Yeah, Pandemic. Yeah, Pandemic. Do you know those games? There can always be another option if you so choose to provide it. Correct, that's so true. Um, but my friends probably will have another option. Um, I know that, for example, those juices that come in boxes, they are not like the most healthy choice ever, but I still prefer drinking them than drinking soda. But yes, I'm expecting them to have those boxed juices, which are also full of bad things, but I would prefer drinking that than drinking soda. Wait, you have never heard of them, like Catan and Carcassonne? Yeah, I don't know how to describe them. Those portable juices. Juicy juice, maybe. Yeah, those boxes, small boxes that have juice. A liter of juice, for example. I'm fighting the dog, right? No, I'm fighting him. Rip. Besides the first hit we took, this was a perfect run. Almost perfect run. Okay, so I will try climbing the wall again and see how that goes. So, until getting there, why not try protecting myself? And the best way to protect myself is by using that. Okay, now that I'm there, I want to change to the Buster. Wait, it blocked my laser? Oh no, it's that. Okay, we have a problem. I'm struggling with turning back to him and then aiming to him. Yeah, I'm not being able to aim correctly. That's what's going on. And now they will shoot the freaking lightning again. Okay, my strategy is not working. It's so painful. Maybe I really need to do this the hard way, which is jumping there, hitting him, coming back to the horrible and dangerous. Yeah, we'll probably need to do it the hard way. It is super painful, but it's the only way I can do it. Um, the small school lunch style juice boxes are still better in portion control than most soda cans. Don't they have like almost the same amount of liquid or of drink? The only tabletop games I have gotten into are RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, GURPS, and Pathfinder. So never mind, so you're not familiar with the ones I said. That was a beautiful fight, oh man. Just cling to the wall for a tad longer than normal to shoot at the guy then start jumping again. My problem is turning back and then shooting it because I have been shooting in the opposite direction. I used to play in person when I was in high school. Oh, Joe Dancing! Thank you so much! Thank you so much for subbing again. And it's September, yeah, thank you so much. Where is the alert? Alert? Wait, there isn't an alert for September? Maybe there isn't an alert for September. But thank you so much, Joe Dancing, thank you. I used to play in person when I was in high school, but I can't now. I can't now since all the friends I used to play with are in different parts of the country. I haven't found another consistent group to play with. It's been a few years since I have played seriously. But Death Dog, you haven't found them because there aren't really other groups to play with? Or is it because you haven't been really looking into some new people to play together with? Because maybe if you were, uh, I don't know, searching harder, probably you would be able to find some groups. But it's still, it depends, right? It depends if you live in a small place or in a big place. I live close to a big place, so in here I know that people get together, and even if they don't know each other, like I was saying earlier, they bring their own games, they bring their own tabletop games or board games, and then they come together in a shopping mall or in a sports club or something, and then they share their experience with the games. They play them together. But yeah, it's a big thing. It's like it happens in a big city. So I'm not sure if in a small city you would have those people, you'd have groups like that. You're gonna head out, Noble? Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. It was great to talk to you. I might also be heading out pretty soon, but take care, man. Have a great Saturday. A bit of both, probably. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But I do hope you can find some new people to play Dungeons and Dragons. You would rather play with people you already know, but I'm sure if it felt really determined, I could find a group to play with. Yeah, it's totally understandable. Sometimes we don't know if the people that will be there will be like great people or people that will be able to befriend later. But I do think that you should try. Yeah, you should try. Because if you don't like the experience, you can just stop going there. Yeah, this will be my last attempt because I'm taking a ride, so I'm not sure if the ride is coming up soon. After this attempt, we will probably try this game again tomorrow, and hopefully we can beat this boss tomorrow. You're going to head out too? That's okay, man. I might be heading out pretty soon as well. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. You still have no electricity? You have no electricity? I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully the power outage ends soon. I have always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons. My problem is that I don't know if I would be that creative, like if I would be able to really feel the game, because you need to imagine everything, right? I'm not sure if that would work well to me. Yeah, you'd like to play with people who were super into it. Yeah, because they would really help you out. They would really help you to feel the atmosphere. By the way, Joe Dancing, do you know what I'm bringing to the place where I'm meeting my friends? Because we need to bring some food. Do you know what I'm bringing there? Let's see if you can get it right. No, 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 not cookies. I mean, I will help you out. I'm bringing something that is not already made or cooked. It's something that I will prepare there or I will cook there. Not really cook, but yeah, it will be done there. There we go. Yes, popcorn. I'm bringing the popcorn maker with me so we can make popcorn there. Yes, I'm bringing popcorn. Hopefully, we won't have any problems, popcorn problems, like we had that time. You are going on 48 hours without power? They storm mostly pass through, so hopefully they can fix it now. Wait, wait. Yeah, I kinda have seen briefly something about some tornadoes or stuff, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. Is that what's going on with you? Look out for those sour, please. Yeah. It's hard to fix power lines when there are still 40 miles per hour gusts. It's a hurricane? Yes, I kinda saw some things, but I wasn't paying attention or I wasn't clicking on the news to check them out. But man, is everything alright in there? Was it just the power outage? Hopefully it was just the power outage. Lots of trees down? Was it at least predictable? Could people prepare themselves before it happened? Because the worst thing is when those things happen and people are they aren't aware of it, right? For example, last week there was an earthquake in Japan that actually caused the Nintendo Direct to be postponed to this week. and I'm not sure if they were aware of the earthquake there. It felt like it was out of nowhere. Okay, I need to restore my health. No! I'm dead. Although I still want to try it again, like the last part of it again. I will try this again. I do want to give the last part another shot tonight. Your front yard looks like a bomb went off? Yes, I'm sorry, Death Dog. We had like 2 weeks warning, most people smarter than me evacuated. Roads were early empty the day before, but not everyone could evacuate like that, right? Not to say that it's expensive. Um, you need to maybe pay for motels or something. Traveling is expensive. I will try to find some news, probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow, to see how the hurricane was like. Yeah, thankfully everyone's fine. Yeah, that's also true. Not everyone has family out of town to stay with. Or gas. Or a car. Yes, I don't have a car, for example. There are public shelters. Yeah, but then I'm not sure if it would be better to stay in a public shelter than to stay at your home. Of course, it depends. Draco, hey man, how are you? Thank you so much for the host. Were you playing Pokemon? Am I missing another of your Pokemon streams? And by the way, Draco, I wasn't planning to play for super long. I wasn't planning to have like a super long stream tonight. I was actually almost finishing it. So I'm sorry, man, but probably I'm finishing the stream pretty soon. But thank you so much. Because I'm going to hang out with my friends. Oh, you were playing Planet Coaster? I had no idea you were planning to play something like that. Nice, man, nice. I do love some theme park games like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Death Dog, I hope things get better there. Yeah, that's correct, right? I hope things get better there, man. And you guys can restore the city and your place without major problems after the hurricane. And thank you so much for stopping by. I also hope that the electricity gets fixed soon. I'm dealing with a bad cold right now, and I sound like I have been a heavy smoker all my life. Joe Dancing, I hope you also start feeling better. You love building and sim games. I used to play The Sims a lot when I was a kid, and I also remember trying to play SimCity, but I was so bad. SimCity used to be a very hard game. Remito no, and I think this might be the last attempt because I do need to give my friend some attention because the ride I'm getting probably is coming up soon, so this might be my last attempt. And all I could learn today was like, you need to beat this guy with faith and without trying to protect yourself. So basically, it's all about evasion, like trying to avoid his hits, and also movement. I can't stand in a particular spot for super long because he will find a way to hit me there. So basically, it's movement. Wait, we need to heal? And that's what I'm trying tomorrow. Tomorrow I will try to get better in like being more dynamic because I'm starting to feel like that's the way. You see? Okay, we need to heal again. Yeah, this is the way, guys. That's a record. I just need to keep going like that. Yeah, that's definitely a record. I will die for sure, but now I see how I should be fighting him. That's how you beat him. It's all about movement, and you will get hit, but there is nothing else you can do. Oh, and then he got me. But okay, this is the way. We'll need to work that out tomorrow because you can't really do anything regarding protection in that fight. You do need to pay attention to everything, avoid the most things you can, and don't lose the opportunities to hit him. So that's it. And that was the longest, not the longest, the farthest, right? The farthest I could get in that fight so far. So that's it. And I felt much more relaxed or not too surprised by the things that were going on. So I'm feeling more natural in that fight. And that's how we are going to beat him. But that's happening tomorrow because now I do need to meet my friends. So thank you so much, Draco, Jodancing, Rimitos, Cerberus, Riker, Noble, Death Dog. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Tomorrow we are attempting this again. Depending on how that goes, I can try to start Final Fantasy VIII. And by the way, Draco, we should talk about the Nintendo Direct in the next opportunity we have, because I want to know your opinion about the Final Fantasy games that are coming to the Switch, because that was great news. But I don't know why they have decided to skip 8. But Final Fantasy VIII is the next game that we are starting here. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Take care. and goodbye.